Hi friends, welcome to Harsha Trainings. Myself Harsha, I am PEGA trainer, and in this video today we are going to see about page properties and the importance of data class and the purpose of page properties. And what is the real use of creating the properties in data classes and accessing them into the work classes by using pages? What is its exact purpose? Many people they think like it is reusability, and when you go in depth it is not simply a reusability concept, because reusability we can even achieve by using inheritance, but in case of data class properties and page properties it is called as multi-purpose reusability. So in order to understand how it is going to help the developers to let's implement the things simple way, and by getting the same set of properties to be used for multiple different purpose, we are going to understand the concept of page properties in this video. And before we get into our laptop to see the same, so I request all of you to please subscribe to this channel and post your questions in the comment section, and like the video and share this video with your friends or any of the juniors who are willing to learn PEGA. And moreover, if you have any questions related to not only technology but also career guidance or learning any other technologies other than PEGA like Python, Java, database or Salesforce, RPN and many other technologies, you can post your request on the comment section below and we would be happy to help you. And also anyone who is looking for a job in IT industry, even if you have gap after your education, please reach out to us. We will be happy to assist you and help you to get into your dream IT job. So now let's get into the subject and look at our pages concept and data class concept. And look at here. So we are now going to discuss about data class and creating properties in the data class, and how do you access data class properties into work class, and what is the need of creating properties in the data class, and why it is a best practice. All this we are trying to understand now. So look at here, when we create a new application, you have got a class group created. This is the class group, work class in short we call it as. Apart from work class, parallel to work class, we got a data class also got created. See, this is called as implementation application data class. Similarly, you should also have framework application data class. You see, framework level also. Similarly, you should have a data class. You can guess where else? Organization level also. How many levels we have got data class created? Three levels. Organization is the topmost, and we have implementation work class and framework work class. At all of these three levels, organization data class, framework application data class, implementation application data class, three levels it has been created. See, the work classes that have got created, we have already made an observation that so work class always gets inherited from which OOTB class. What is the OOTB class? Work dash or work dash. Ultimately, simply speaking, ultimately it is work dash. Even work child classes of work dash is also okay. If a class is inheriting from child class of work dash, does it mean it is also inheriting from work dash? Yes or no? Okay. Now see, your work class is inheriting from work dash OOTB class. Similarly, data classes gets derived or inherited, both meaning same, gets derived from the OOTB class data dash. Always data classes gets derived from OOTB classes. So now I'm going to draw a diagram and ask you a few questions related to this data class with respect to inheritance concept, okay, which we have already discussed. Just think about inheritance, no need to bother about types of inheritance and all. So in our application we have BAJA, under that we have BAJA, okay, just something class name, okay, work, okay. These are the three classes which we have. What is the type of inheritance between these three? Pattern inheritance, you are aware of, okay. And here you go, one more, this here you are seeing data, correct? You're seeing data, and this is coming after this one. So now if you understand the diagram, that is pretty much easy to answer. See, is there any relation between the class work and data? Is there any inheritance relation between work and data here from the diagram that you see? There is no relation. Work is been in one direction and data is another direction. Suppose if I am going to create one more class under data, if I'm going to create one more class under data, let's say I'm creating a class by name person, class by name person. So now I'm going to ask you one question. Is there any relation between this person and work? No relation. Now here under Bajaj class, I'm going to create a property first name. Will I be able, okay, and in the work class here I'm creating a section, and will I be able to access this property first name to add into some control in the section? Is it possible? Yes or no? Yes, it is possible because BAJA class is parent class of this work class in pattern inheritance, correct? And similarly I'm going to create a property here, first name, last name, age. Like this I have created 3 properties. Is it possible that if I create a section here, section I am creating, so if I create a section, is it possible to access the properties first name, last name, age, which are there in the class data person, into the class of section, into the section of class work? Is it possible?
Yes, no.
Yes or no?
No.
It is not possible. What is the reason it is not possible?
It is
So if you want to access some of the properties into this section, the property should be either in work class or Bajaj Auto or Bajaj or work dash cover dash base class. Any of this is okay. Even in the framework work class also okay. But here data person, it is not possible. If it is data person, it is not possible. What is the reason it is not possible? The data person class is not in the inheritance. It is not in the inheritance. Everyone clear? Online resources. Now look at here. See, I'm going to tell you by notepad, just a small program. Like, even if you don't know about programming mathematics, if you know, that is very easy. I'm defining a variable. Let's say variable is age, okay, and this variable value 15. So all this is one single thread overall. Step 1, step 2, and step 3 something, and step 4 something, and step 5 something. Okay, like this I have. And coming down at this particular step, age is equal to 25, 35 I am doing. So when I do this, now if I am going to print the value of age, print age, I am doing like this. Now you need to tell me simply what will be the value of age. Age value will be 35. What about 15?
we
Is
not
it there or
used.
not there?
It is defined, but we are not.
Tab, age value 15. What happened to it?
It is not
Will
used
be
in the
overridden, I
steps.
think.
Overridden. It has been overridden. So in a thread, one single thread overall, if you are using one same variable multiple times and assigning values, what will happen? The latest value will be the value that will be there. Previous values will be overridden if it is in the same thread. Suppose you make one transaction, I am making one transaction, separate. We both are doing our own transaction. Then if you set age value to 15, if I set age value to 35, will there be any impact for the age value at your transaction? There won't be any, because both are two different threads. Okay, in a single thread, if you are using a property multiple times, obviously previous values will be overridden. Okay, you keep this point in mind. Okay, now I am going to explain you by an example about pages. The purpose and the advantage of pages I am going to explain you just by as an example. Okay, so that you may not need to do while you are practicing, but you need to understand. So I am going to create a new screen here. This is manager details. See, I have already created one screen for collecting user details. This time I am going to create another screen to collect manager details. Okay, just hold on, let it get loaded. And here you go. I am not going to bother about too many properties here, just 3 or 4 I may add. Okay, or you may add everything, that is up to you. I have added first name. So already we have properties. Manager also will have first name. So for our better understanding, I am giving the label here as manager first name. By default, you will be getting the label value as per the property label. If I uncheck this check box and manager first name, just for our better understanding, I'm doing this. Okay, and here you go, last name, manager last name. Okay, what is that? Manager last name. So I don't need to create the properties again because I already have the properties created for the same purpose. Whether he is a user or manager or anyone, he should have first name, last name, age, all this, right? So I want to collect different resources data, manager role data and user role and other different managers age. Okay, like this I have given. And for this, I'm going to give some header, that is manager details. Okay, I can add more properties what we have used in customer form, but I am not adding. I just adding 3 or 10 properties will be same. Okay, understanding is important. I'm going to create a flow action now. Create what is that? A flow action under which category? Process category. And here you go, manager details flow action. Okay, let's see here. If you go to action menu and in this in this action tab only, you need to find out when you scroll down somewhere, you need to find out the option related to that hiding the buttons. You just do it by yourself, explore it. Okay, and here you go, manager details. Save this. I want to make this part of the same thread as where we are collecting user details. Means in the same transaction, when you initiate transaction, first it will ask you about user details and next it is going to ask you about manager details. For that, I already have created a flow long back. I have created one flow here where you have user details and next one more form I want. So I'll be adding one more assignment and it should be connected from first screen after second screen after it will go to end shape. Make sense, everyone? Clear? And now at the second screen I am going to call the respect to flow action, manager details flow action, and here you go, and then save this. I already have done like creates a new work object and all, same flow, right? Previously we have done it. Now if I make a transaction, if I initiate a transaction, the first form that gets displayed is customer form, and once I submit customer form, the second form will be manager details form. Actions and then run. Here you go. Okay, so customer form, I am going to enter some details here. Okay, and here you go. Okay, and then submit. So once I submit this form, I am expecting to enter the details of manager. But what is happening here? The data that is already we have given for customer form is being populated into manager form. But I don't want this. I want actually here blank file. Okay, I'm replacing this. Okay, and like this I have given the values and submit. Now I am expecting the data of customer and data of manager on the clipboard. Let us go to clipboard. What is the page on which you find work object data? PY work page. Scroll down, PY work page and age, country, sorry, age, first name, last name, age. What were these values?
It is. It
Okay,
is.
user details. So we focus on only
Yes.
3 properties. If I have used all properties and modified, you should have got all the data. First, focus on first name. This is the value. Last
This is
name. This is the value.
managers.
Age is this value. And now what
Manager
happened to
details.
the values that we have entered at screen 1?
It
It
overwritten.
got
Those have been
overridden.
overridden because I told you, right, here as an example, this one. One transaction, entire transaction is equal to one thread. Okay. So in single thread, same properties again and again you are using in the UI. Here we are seeing visually in the UI. First screen, if you enter some data to that properties, next screen, if you are going to enter different data, what will happen? It will be overriding. But my business expectation is not like this. My business expectation is I wanted to collect customer details as well as manager details. I want to have both, but that is not being possible here with our design. So I thought that I already created properties, first name, last name, age, gender, all these. Why should I create one more time? I want to access the same. I try to access the same, but I find an issue that accessing the same properties in the thread multiple times, final value is getting retained, previous values are gone. And now I need a solution for this where I want to collect both the data, but I don't want to create properties again and again. So if I have to make it possible, generally, if I have to make it possible to collect the details of manager, collect the details of user, to retain both on the clipboard, I may have to create the similar set of properties once again. I may have to create a property by name, manager first name, manager last name, manager age, manager gender. Like this, I have to create another 7 or 8 properties. Total, how many properties I'll have? 14 properties. Out of which 7 I am using for customer, 7 I am using for manager. Tomorrow, I wanted to create one more screen that is for collecting the director's details. So can I use any of these two sets of properties? Not possible. What should I do now? Again, I need to create 7 more properties for the same purpose. I have 10 actors, 10 different actors. Actor means who is playing some specific role. Okay, manager is an actor, user is an actor, analyst is an actor, director is an actor, and service specialist is an actor, rater is an actor. Like this, different roles of people called as different actors. If I want to collect 10 different types of actors data, then how many properties I have to create? 70 properties I have to create, given 7 properties. But all properties are for same purpose or not? I mean, like, meaningfully, these are same overall, right? First name I want to collect. For collecting first name of 10 different people, I'm creating 10 different properties. Redundantly, you are creating the same properties again and again. That is the problem with the design. The design is not good. So I need a solution now. I don't want to create properties again and again multiple times. I want to reuse the same properties for multiple purpose. For multi-purpose. That is the solution I'm looking for. But for that, if I try to use the same properties in the thread multiple times, it is overriding the previous values. So now how to solve this? That is the question. This can be solved with the concept of pages. The concept of pages. You don't need to bother about navigations, anything that I am doing here. You need to focus only on the concept. At the end of the class, do not tell me that I did not understand the navigations. I don't want you to even look at the navigations. Only concept. Navigations you learn later. Okay. Now what am I going to do? I am trying to create a class under the data. As per the diagram I have shown here. Where is it? This is the diagram, right? Like this diagram, I am going to create one class here. Just hold on. I'm going to close all other tabs. Okay, look at here. Bajaj. After this, person. The class by name what? Person. I'm creating like this. Okay, implementation data I'm using. You use either implementation data or framework data or automation data. Concept will be same. Create and open. This class I'm creating. Okay, don't bother about the options I'm choosing here. I'll tell you later. Okay, in some time I'll tell you. I'll do it little quick. Okay, so I created, as per this diagram which I have shown you here, I have created one class person. In this person class, I will create 2 or 3 properties. I don't want to create too many. I'll create 2 or 3 properties. Okay, just hold on. It is getting saved. Completed. Let me close this. You should have person class created. Is it there? And I'm creating 2 properties now. You know how to create a property, right? And there are other ways you can create properties. Okay, I'll show you the other ways also. First name, simply I'm giving fn. That's it. Save. Similarly, I'll create one more property, last name. Okay. Save as last name. Create and open, and then save this. So now I created some properties in data person class. If I create a section in my work class, suppose, will I be able to access these properties into the section? Is it possible? It is not possible. If you create properties in the person class here, you will not be able to access these properties into the section of our class. What is the reason? There is no inheritance relation. Inheritance is there, you will be able to access, otherwise you won't be. Okay, here you go. Now close this. I'm going to work class. In the work class, I will be creating a page. So far we were discussing about pages, right? You will understand technically what is the page now. Look at here. So I'm going to tell you about one more concept now. Data model property. This is the same navigation as creating property, right? And page by name customer. Just for your information, customer I am creating. And now here you see property type. See, there are three modes of properties available. There are three modes of properties available: single value property, page property, and advanced mode. Advanced we don't need to deal with now. Single value aggregate property. This is called as middle one. Aggregate or embedded. Terminology is different. Meaningfully, all are same. Page aggregate property or embedded property, anything. See here, I'm choosing the property as single page, means page. When you create a page, it should refer to a class, right? I am creating it referring to a class. Save this. Okay. See now I created a page in my work class. That page is referring to data person class. That page should be able to access the properties of data person class, right? So page is going to be referring to a class. It will access the properties of reference class. Customer page, you expand it, you got first name, last name, it is able to access, right? How am I accessing the properties of non-inherited class? By using page. Okay, now I will similarly, I am going to create one more page by name manager. What is that? Manager. Create and open. And because I am doing a save as, means copy paste work, everything will be just automatically copied. I created how many pages now? Two pages. One is customer, another one is manager. Let me read. Data model, property, customer, manager. I got two pages now. Both pages I am able to access properties. Each page is referring to same class. So each page will access the properties of the reference class. Multiple pages can refer to same class, no problem. And now the properties which you have created in the data class, this is called a data class. I mean, like by name, this is data. Any class below this also data class only category. So now the properties you created in data class, you are trying to access into work class with a reference, that is page. That is page. If you see the navigation of the page, is it same as property? Page is also a property. It is mode of the property. Page is a property which holds other properties. Page is a property, refers to a class and holds the properties of the reference class. Page is a property mode. Understand? And now here you go. I am trying to create a section here. Create user interface section. Name of the section is cust form. Okay, simply create and open, because customer details form and all we already created some time back. We have only two properties, right? Convert to full section editor, and here you go. Now I am going to add data capture text input and data capture text input. So I'm trying to give a label to this header text, that is customer form, simply customer form. Okay, like this I am giving, and this control. Now I want to use these properties to be mapped here, but this property you don't access. You will be accessing with reference. Look at here, customer. After you select customer, you need to give a dot. You have first name, last name. So how are we accessing now? Page dot property. So here I'll give, for our better understanding, customer first name. This is just for our label part. just for our better understanding, I'm changing the label to make it meaningful to us, to easily understand. Now here also customer last name. This is customer last name. Save. Similarly, I want to create one more screen that is for collecting the manager's details. Manager form. Manager form. Create and open. Just label, I'm making it something meaningful. Manager last name, and here you go. This is what manager form. Okay, manager form, and here I'm giving it just for differentiation, easy differentiation. When you see it, this is how it looks like, manager form. Okay, two sections I have created, adding the properties first name last name with references, one place at customer, another one at manager. Now I am going to create flow actions for each of these. Process, flow action. This is just as an example to explain you I am doing all of this. Okay, this is customer flow action, customer form. Similarly, one more flow action, manager flow action. Manager form. Okay, and now I am creating a flow, like one flow I am going to create now. Create, process, and then flow. I don't bother about too many options here, just as an example flow. Okay, create and open. And I want to add one more assignment. I need two screens, one after other, so I'm adding one more assignment. And here you go, like this I've added, and this is customer, and this is manager. Label I'm giving manager. Okay, here I'm going to call customer form. Here I'm going to call draft mode. I'm turning off, and remaining things I don't bother now. I'm going to make a transaction by initiating and by executing the flow. Okay, actions, and then I'm sorry, process tab. I did not do that. Okay, let me close and open it again. Refresh this, and process, flow, and example flow. Okay, creates a new work object, and save this, and I'm going to run this now. Run this. So now you see the transaction is getting initiated. This is the first screen that we are expecting. So here I am giving, this is the first name and last name, and submit. In the next screen, you are not getting this data populated. You're getting empty controls as expected. So here I am going to give, let's say, first name and last name, and then submit. You go to clipboard now. Go to clipboard, and what is the page name? PY work page. On PY work page, you are not seeing the properties. You're not seeing this first name, last name of manager user on PY work page. But inside PY work page, you see here, this class is there, right? This is PY work page. This class is equal to PY work page. And what is your structure of properties here? Data model property in this. Under PY work page, this is PY work page. Under PY work page, you have one more page. Inside PY work page, what is the page? Customer as well as manager. Inside customer, I mean like on customer and manager, you have properties. Same structure of your class here, you should see on the clipboard. Everyone clear? If you go to clipboard, this is class group level. Inside that, you have customer page. See here, you have customer page. Click on customer page, you have first name, last name. Click on manager page, you have first name, last name. Is this what we are expecting? But did we create so many properties this time? Suppose tomorrow one more actor has got added. Let's say analyst has got added. Business is asking, we need the similar form to collect the details of the analyst. So what should I do now? I just need to create one page for analyst referring to the class person. And day after tomorrow, one more actor has to be added, director. So should I have to create all the properties again? No. Instead of that, what should I do? I just need to create one page referring to the class person. So you don't need to recreate the similar properties again and again multiple times. Instead, you are creating only pages. Every time a new actor adds of same type, then you are going to create one page and collect the data. See, like this, pages, by using pages, we will access the properties of other classes, non-inherited classes. That is one thing. Plus, it is not only accessing non-inherited classes. The advantage of pages, as of now, with respect to only properties, this is applicable for all other rules, but only properties. Advantages of pages is, page makes the some set of rules or one or more rules, that is properties in this case, some set of properties to be reused. But this reusability is different. I'll tell you. If you create properties in the organization class, division class, application class, you will be able to access to below all levels reusability, right? That reusability you are directly accessing, but this reusability is called as multi-purpose reusability. What do you call this? Multi-purpose. Same set of properties I'm using for the purpose of collecting the customer data, and for the other purpose of collecting manager data, for the other purpose of collecting analyst data. Like this, one single role is going to be used for different purposes with reference to pages. So if you are creating a page, same set of properties you can access. If you're creating pages, same set of properties we can access for multi-purpose in the same transaction. Understand? So this is the advantage of using pages. Everyone clear? Online resources. So in order to explain this concept to you, I have done all this, like creating properties, so many things. Everyone clear? Online resources.
Yes.
Okay, so now page, what is the definition of page? Page is the property mode which refers to a class. Page is also a property which refers to a class and holds the properties of the reference class. And page provides the multi-purpose accessibility to a role. In this case, we are seeing properties. We can access properties for multi-purpose by using page reference. See, first name and last name. Core level, these properties are same. The first name, last name here and first name, last name here, core. At the core point, it is same. It is there in the data class. But here, customer dot first name you will access, and this property, how do you access? Below one, manager dot first name. So whenever you access first name core property with different references, customer dot first name, manager dot first name, both are different or same? Both are different. Ultimately, first name might be from the same place, but when you access the same using reference 1 dot property, reference 2 dot property, reference 3 dot property, obviously it will become different. That's how you are achieving the multi-purpose reusability. Everyone clear? Online resources, understand this? Every one of you respond on the charting window. We would have created person in work class. Why you have created in data class? Okay, so everyone clear so far? And now you see, after the work class also you create a person, that is okay. See, whenever you are going with development, every developer whoever is using PRPC should have to follow the same development methodology. design process. Okay, the design process is meant like this. See, anytime if you are being given with a requirement, as part of your requirement, you need to create properties. You can create in the organization, you can create in division application, you can create in work class. Below work class, you can create other classes and access. That is also okay. But the best practice is always blindly as a thumb rule, create properties in data classes, which is a non-inherited class. I'll tell you in 2 minutes, and access the properties from data classes into the respective transaction class. Doing this, what is the advantage? You will be getting multi-purpose reusability. And today you are working for a project called Commonwealth Bank. You want to see all the properties and the related classes. You go to data class, either organization data, implementation data, or framework data. Tomorrow you have joined another client. So where do you see the properties? You go to either organization data, framework data, or implementation data. Any developer in PEGA world, when they create properties, they will be creating properties in the respective data classes of their application, and they access into work classes. This is the design pattern everyone should follow. That is also a best practice which gives you a multi-purpose reusability. Understand? Everyone clear? Everyone clear so far? And now look at here. See, I have this data class. You said there is no inheritance. And this person class also, there is no inheritance with respect to class group or class. See, data classes that you create will not be having any inheritance relation with work classes, means transaction classes. And these classes, we call it as this class does not belong to class group. So what does it mean? This class does not belong to class group. So this is the class group, right? Work class is, this is class group. You are aware of it already. And but I am saying person class, this particular person class does not belong to class group. That is the statement I have written. What does it mean with respect to inheritance? What did you understand? There is no, it is not in the, there is no inheritance relation between work and this particular class person. So person class is not in the inheritance relation at all. The same I have written as a statement. That is the reason why what we have discussed now. See here, whenever you create a class under data, whenever you create a class under data, you make sure that the option here, this class, you need to choose what does not belong to a class group. What is the meaning of this one? It is not in the inheritance relationship with the class group. Class group is a class group which is instance class of work objects that you are aware of. And data class does not belong to class group, means not in the inheritance. There are three options: is a class group, does not belong to a class group, and third option is belongs to a class group. So two options we are clear with as of now. What do you think of belongs to a class group? What is your guess? Inheritance, okay, but that is going to be the child class. We will be getting that later. As of now, you need to bother about only two options. This class is a class group. What does it mean? It is a inherited. That is the center point. You should not say inheritance word there. This class is a class group means this class is a class group which will have instances of work objects. That's it. Okay. This class does not belong to class group. Now you are comparing. This class is not in the inheritance with the class group. Okay. This is a separate what do you call hierarchy. Okay. As you see in the diagram. Everyone clear with the concept of pages? Here we discussed what is a page and what is the advantage of using pages. I mean, like, what is its purpose? 2 points. Apart from this, we also discussed the best practice of creating properties. What is the best practice of creating properties? Properties to be created in data class. It is a thumb rule always. You can blindly, which means that the initial classes what we have learned, that is not a best practice. That is not a best practice. But as a learner, if I start from here, you will not be able to understand. Okay, that's why we did it. And now what are you going to do while you are practicing with the given requirement? I will add one more. See, if you want to create a class anywhere, okay, you create normally, you create it as a data class later, otherwise you'll not be able to do it. Will you be able to create a class if I give you and start with data class itself? Okay, just what is this? This is not your document, right? I have 7 more minutes. I'll do one thing. In the same screenshot, can I give? I mean, like same requirement document. Okay, no, I'll create one more document, separate one. Just simply creating a class navigations purpose only I'm giving. This is not something practical of your business requirement. So how to create a class under organization? Okay, otherwise go ahead with implementation data class. Why you need to access so many things? Okay, just for your information, this is navigations 590. I'll make it in the theory documents so that I can make use of it for every other batch. Okay, that itself is the name. And here you go. You know how you have to log into VRPC and all that. I am not going to give here. And here you have work class. Correct. This is how you will be getting everything loaded. Let me close everything here. And this is how. Let's create a class by name. Let's create a data class. Okay, data class person by name what? Person. Okay, here you go. Backspace this, all of you, and choose what? Data. Data. That's what you need to choose. Okay, you have chosen that. You will get data like this. And now right click on the class data, and class can be created under sysadmin category. Sysadmin category. So 1 or 2 options you need to follow blindly. Other option does not belong to class group, you are aware of. Look at here. Here I am going to add a class name. After this, you give a hyphen here to make it pattern person, right? I think I already have this, right? I'm giving person 1 because I already have created person 5. After you add here, you copy everything and paste here. Okay, in the label part. Remaining options you don't bother about it now. Create and open. Okay, and here I'm choosing concrete, but I'll tell you the reason why it should be concrete later. As of now, you don't know why it is concrete. And in the version also, you click the down arrow, whatever the version you see, choose the same from the drop down. These 2 options you follow blindly. And one thing here is you need to choose, you are clearly aware of why it should be does not belong to class. You are aware of this option. And now, whenever you are creating any rule, the rule will have history tab. You need to write some information in the history tab meaningfully. Okay, I'll tell you about history tab once again. While creating a class, filling the information in the history tab is mandatory. Go to history tab, and here this is person class. Something I'm copy pasting. I'll tell you later once again. So here you go now. And let it get saved. Person 1 came, and you select this, and here you create all the, you know how to create properties. Okay, after this, how to create a page in the work class. Okay, how to create a page in work class. Work class, which refers to data class. Okay, just for your information. Based on this, the requirement which I'm going to send you, you create data class, create pages, properties and pages, and then do it. Okay, right click on this, create data model, property, and here you go. Name of this one is, let's say, customer anukundam. Okay, customer. I'm giving some name. You are going to do it with employee, right? Employee page, right? Employee information, employee. And here you need to click on change and choose one single page. and here you go now, definition. So data, here you should see person one or person anything, like this has properties, so I'm choosing this. You need to bother about only navigation, not the specific classes. These are not created for our business purpose as of now. Go here, data model, property, what is it, employee, right? You focus only on employee. That is how you will get the properties of employee class done. Now you create section normally, add a control, double click on the control, you click the down arrow, you see pages. First you select page. Before the page it will automatically add a dot. After the page name again you give a dot. It will show the properties. This is how you create. Okay, so I will take that requirement document, and here I'm going to give you requirement 3, this one requirement 2. What is requirement 2? Create a data class by name. What is that? Employee. Employee, and comma, create properties. What else? That's it. Create properties. This is another one. So here in the requirement, create a new employee registration form. For this, access the properties of employee data class into this class. How do you access? By creating pages. That you should know. Okay. So this document also I'll send you now. Okay. Do it by yourself. You will be able to do it or not. And today's session is all about theoretical explanation. And the practical what I have given now, this will give you clear idea about today's theoretical section. Understand.